Happy Halloween, everybody! Is your costume too much for you, buddy? It's Cosmo's first Halloween. I don't think he likes Miko's hand-me-down. Yeah, let's see if we can get a Halloween picture. Happy Halloween, you lovely degenerates, and welcome back to the Fuzzy Wallflower. I didn't turn out quite like I had hoped. Yeah, my cats don't cooperate. But, you never know till you try, right? Anyway, I just did a more heavy-duty Halloween cocktail video. Hopefully you've already checked it out. And got it all chopped up into little shorts and kind of little animations and all this other stuff. And I just want to do something a little more laid back. Nothing too crazy. Thought, well, here's a good opportunity to talk some of my novelty vinyl. I got a few pieces. Some weird little things you may or may not have seen. Some things you didn't know they made on vinyl. While we are talking vinyl, though, it's a good opportunity to try some new whiskey. We're going to try the Smokehead. What's it called? Rum Rebel. I've never tried Smokehead scotch. And I've always seen it on the, I've seen it on the shelf many times. I want to try something kind of Halloween-y and, it's got a big skull on the front, so it's close enough. Oh, let's crack this bad boy open. I just clipped my fingernails, so I can't get my fingernails in there. There we go. Yeah, you can kind of smell that little smokiness from, if you're drinking Lafroy, you know what I'm talking about. What's Yeah, it definitely reminds me of that much more peaty scotch. I mean, I like scotch, but I don't know enough. I really need to get somebody to teach me how to smell this stuff, because I don't really smell anything except for that smoke. Because it's supposed to be, you got the burnt marshmallows and salt caramelized fruit. Yeah, and it's it was in a rum cask. I don't know. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, that's definitely not as smoky as like Lafroy, but it's definitely had that campfire back taste. Again, let's pour a glass and toss some records. Just got some cool skull ice cubes. Hey man, I'm going all out for Halloween. I don't really go to parties. This is my party, so drink one up for me, all right? Well, cheers, everyone. All right, let's start from the top. If you saw my last my vinyl haul earlier this year, this was in it. I hadn't listened to it yet. I finally did listen to it. It's kind of weird. It's Frankenstein Speaks and Dracula Speaks. The Frankenstein Speaks is kind of like they're at some sort of, what do you call it, like a convention. Dr. Frankenstein's there and he's playing audio of Frankenstein speaking for the first time for everybody. But it's kind of weird because we're used to the Boris Karloff, whoa, Frankenstein, and he's kind of inarticulate, a little rough around the edges, but he's much more, can have a conversation. So it's definitely not what you're thinking of, Frankenstein. The Dracula Speaks is almost like a reporter or somebody found Dracula, and you hear him on the typewriter telling the story of meeting Dracula for the first time, and then it goes into him talking to Dracula and Dracula telling his story. It's very kitschy for the time. This probably came out. Where did this come out? Does it have a date on this? I mean, there's no telling. It probably came out in the 40s or 50s. But yeah, that's something to throw on in the background when you're just hanging out with some friends. Maybe turn off the lights and turn on the candles and get all spooky. So yeah, it's Famous Monsters Speak. I got a few of these kind of records, more superhero short stories and stuff. We'll have to do that sometime. All right. Next up, we got two records that kind of go hand in hand a little bit. We have the Addams Family soundtrack, and we have the Munsters, not a soundtrack. Yeah, both of these kind of came up a few years ago, and I just had to have them. So the Addams Family is all the music from the Addams Family. And this is a reissue, but what's interesting about this reissue is that I think the original issue didn't have the vocal theme song. This one does. And it comes with a color insert, which is unique. That's one thing you didn't know. The interior of the whole place is all pink. It's all weird colors because that's how they translate onto the to this big screen. You want to be part of the show? And so yeah, it's just a TV guide, stuff going on, and merch, and just a little bit of the history. Now you want to be a part of the gig. So yeah, this So yeah, this is all a little bit about the history of it, the music behind it, and yeah, that's a great picture of him with those. What's weird is that the top of this house is all painted. It's if you ever see behind the scenes, the bottom of the house is real, but they added the top of the house. I mean, now they CGI that stuff, but they just have to do like a matte painting behind it. But not only that, this one comes with green vinyl. And it's kind of interesting. So this Munsters is not the soundtrack. It's actually a couple of guys on the 60s licensed the name of the Munsters and get a bunch of same kind of thing. Yeah, we'll hear more about of the garage rock and surf rock and that sort of thing, and it's got songs like The Munster Creep and Erie Beach, You Created a Monster, and Frankenstein Had a Hot Rod Car, that sort of thing. And this is a reissue. It was put out during the time, and they're just capitalizing on the name. But they said this is Herman Munster Green. They like those green for monsters, right? So yeah, these came out a few years ago. Just had to have them. They're just kind of that nostalgia. All right. Next, we have the chilling, thrilling sounds of the haunted house, and then we also have the chilling, thrilling sounds of the haunted house. This is the 1964 edition. This is the 1979 edition, and they don't have any of the same. I'll do close-ups of this. They don't have any of the same songs. It's they're a bunch of just haunted house sounds. Just creepy stuff you put on the background. Just ambiance. And with two of them, you definitely could extend that out. But also, while we're talking about the haunted house in Disney, I have a picture disc of the Haunted Mansion. And side A is the ride. Like, if you've ever been to the Haunted Mansion and taken the ride, it is straight the ride. All the songs, all the don't use your flash photography, and all that kind of stuff in there. It's very interesting. And then the B side is a few of the creepy songs you hear like on the outside. But yeah, it popped up and I was like, okay, I gotta have the Haunted Mansion picture disc. But yeah, that's you know, that's about the only reason I like to go to Disney is to go to the Haunted Mansion. Maybe one day I can go back. While we're talking about that, I've just got some great ghost stories. This is just 4 little short stories, kind of like that vampire or the Dracula and Frankenstein Speaks. It's just a little horror story. What's funny is the one, The Golden Arm, has Elvira's husband promised her that if she died before him, he would bury her golden arm with her. So I don't know if, let's see, when was this? 1973, year I was born. I don't know if this is where Elvira got her name from, or if that's just coincidence. But yeah, that's kind of interesting. You know, just more ghost stories. I mean, you can just take a night and just play these things with your friends and just have some drinks and have a good old time. Now we get into the really kitschy stuff. We got the Something Weird Spook Show Spectacular, which also has a booklet of extra stuff. Instead of a sleeve, it's just got the booklet. And it also has a DVD. And why there's a DVD? Because this is mostly a bunch of, you know, those, like you go to the drive-in theater and they have the little in-between videos of, you know, the little horror trailers. And that's what a lot of these are. And then there's a lot of like garage rock and surf rock and that sort of stuff on there in between. So it's, you know, it's just a bunch of that sort of campy 50s, 60s horror drive-in theater sort of thing. A lot of these bands you never heard of. You know, there's stuff like Dr. Satan and His Shrieks in the Night. And, you know, there's a bunch of radio spots like Munsters Crash the Pajama Party, The Crawling Thing, A Creature of Evil. You got The Guillotine by the Executioners. You got Count Dracula and the Rockin' Continentals. And so what this is all those little TV spots or driving spots that they just put them all on the disc so you can actually watch them. Most of this goes probably on YouTube at some point, but yeah, it's kind of interesting. It's just all that, if you've ever been a part of the burlesque scene or rockabilly scene that's going around now, you see a lot of this stuff. You know, the Betty Page. And so this one is called The Graveyard Tramps Eat the Forbidden City Dog Food. It is a 2-disc 10-inch records, which is kind of interesting. But this is from a bootleg cassette tape, lovely curated by the Lux Interior from the Tramps in the late 70s. And they found a few more bands, but this is a lot of like underground rockabilly that, you know, that you probably never heard of, and he just happened to be able to keep it all together and basically make an archive of it, and they made a party record out of it. I mean, you got people like John Buck and the Blazers of Forbidden City, and Andre Williams, Bacon Fat, the Crystals, the Screw, the Phantoms, Nightbeat. Yeah, I thought it was just kind of interesting. You know, it's one of those just one of those things you just come across. You're like, I gotta get that. You know, just because it's so unique. And last but not least, another 10-inch. This is the Skeleton Dance with 3 little pigs on the back side of it. What's cool about this is I didn't know that the Skeleton Dance was, I think, one of the first animations put to music. Like, they actually animated it to the music. There's a YouTube channel, West and Neverland, that just did a whole history of the Silly Symphonies and the Skeleton Dance. I'll put a link down below for it. Check it out. This is quite an interesting history of early days of Disney. I mean, this is 1929 when this came out. I mean, it's the Great Depression. Well, my friends, I was just having a little fun here. Just to show off some of my records. People will ask me about them, so, you know, why not have a little fun? We tried some new whiskey, and it's Halloween, and hopefully everybody's having a good time right now. I'm enjoying my my libation. But yeah, that's all good. Getting to sleep now. Oh man, well, as always, you know what to do. Happy Halloween, my friends. Until next time, cheers.